What's up, everybody? We're back. I recently went viral, well, what I would consider viral. Viral on Instagram, not so much on all the other platforms, but I went viral, about 500,000 views, tens of thousands of likes, thousands of shares, thousands of comments, all making fun of bassists. If I knew making fun of bassists was gonna be so popular, I would have started a long time ago. Anyways, I started a little series called Bassist Red Flags, and we're gonna watch them today. And then we're gonna break down the meaning behind each red flag. And if you're offended or upset by any of these, hello, fellow bassists, good to see you. All of these are intended to be lighthearted and fun with just a little bit of truth in there. And just so you know, I'm a bassist first, guitarist second. I started out on bass when I was 13 or 14 and then eventually picked up guitar so I could write more complete songs. I've been in more bands as a bassist than a guitarist, and I eventually switched over to guitar and band so I could kind of have more control over the sound. I just had a bigger picture of the projects I wanted to be involved in, and I just kind of wanted more sonic control over the overall sound of the band. And that worked out well for me, actually. I don't play live anymore because I just don't have time to devote to a live band, and that's why I'm here on the internet instead of out on the stage. Anyways, with all that being said, I am a bassist. I understand bass culture. I understand the struggles of being a bassist and all that. These are just meant to be fun and lighthearted. Sorry if I upset you. All right, enough of me talking about it. Let's get into the video. Here is part 1.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm here to fill in on bass today. Yeah, let me go get my pedal board real quick.
The gnats and that.
What?
If you're booking a bassist for a gig and he literally rolls up with a pedal board's so big it needs wheels, run, get somebody else. Most of the time, I would say people aren't really looking for a complicated bassist. If you're looking for a fill-in bassist, you're really just looking for somebody to get the job done. And I'm sure people with big rigs can get the job done. There's just a little more baggage with those. When I fill in, I really just want a tuner, compressor, and like a multi-effects thing. Like a Sans amp would be cool, or an HX Stomps or something along those lines. You don't need all this. Now, if you're a bassist and this is your rig, that's fine and dandy. In the end, do what you want. I would just say the less complicated, the better. Just get in, get the job done, get out. That pedal board is awesome, though. That's a pedal pad is back there. It's really cool. I had a very complicated guitar rig, so I'm guilty of this too.
So it goes from the C to the G? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I got it. Sounds good. Quick question. When can I do a bass solo?
This is just a joke. It's all a joke. How many people actually want a bass solo though? 8 bars tops. If it fits into your set, that's fine, but don't try to force it. Now, if it fits the song and fits the gig, then go ahead. But man, I don't think I would ever ask for a solo as a bassist. If I get called out the solo, I'm ready, but man, I can't imagine a situation where I'm like, can I throw a bass solo in here? Nope, not for me. If it's for you, great, but not for me. It's just a joke.
Yeah, I think we all sound really good. Hey, real quick, I have a question. I have an idea for a song. Can I show you?
Bassist writing songs. Red flag. It's a joke. Plenty of bassists out there can write great songs. Reminds me of that Family Guy skit with the Beatles, where Ringo writes a song and they're like, oh, Ringo, great. We're going to put that right on the fridge. That was the inspiration for this joke. All right, that was part 1. Let's get to part 2.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm filling in on bass today. The gig is upstairs today, right? 2 flights of stairs, and the room holds 50 people, and 10 tickets sold. Awesome, I got my Ampeg SVT with the 8x10 cab. I think that'll do it. Can you help me get it all up the stairs?
I really don't think there's a time and place for 8x10s anymore. Quick story, I currently work in live news. I used to work for a little daytime talk show. We'd have live bands on, we had this little stage. It was cool. One day, somebody brought in the 8x10 Ampeg. Tried to get it on stage, and I was like, number 1, it's not gonna fit on the stage. Number 2, our monitors are not gonna be loud enough to get over that. So he ended up wheeling it back to the trailer and then going direct. Like, we are inside a tiny little TV studio. I don't know why you would think that would be a good place to bring that. The amount of PA you would need to get over an 8x10 is kind of insane. Like, in that situation, you're gonna get buried anyway. Or the bass is gonna be so muddy in the room that it's not even gonna matter. Now, I get it. Tube amps sound great, 8x10 sound great. There's just a lot more you have to do to get over that where it would justify that. Maybe a recording situation would justify it. If your PA is good enough to get over an 8x10, you should probably go direct anyway. Make your sound guy happy.
Do I use a pick? Do I use a pick? Do I use a pick? Absolutely not. I'm not a failed guitarist. I'm a real bassist. Real bassists only use their fingers.
The classic pick versus fingers debate. The correct answer is do what you want. Don't just use your fingers because somebody on the internet told you you're not a real bassist because you use a pick. Plenty of great bassists use a pick. Pick gives you a totally different tone, and for me, it's a totally different rhythm when I play with a pick. I do both. It depends on what the song is calling for. I think it's so dumb for people, and people still argue this on the internet today. You're not a real bassist if you use a pick. That's so dumb. Do what you want. Use a pick. There's a time and place for everything. Except there is no time and place for bassists to be jerks to other bassists on the internet for choosing how they want to play their instrument. That's the definition of toxic. Don't be like that. Be better.
What's my favorite band? Primus.
Primus is a very specific sounding band. You know, if you hire a bassist and they come in saying their favorite band is Primus, you are not going to expect simple bass lines that night. They're gonna be slapping and tapping all over the place. Again, that's a joke. The same joke would work for Tool or anybody that has like over-the-top bass style. Primus is just the silliest, I think. This is my attempt at doing a Primus bass line. Not very good, but whatever. Part 3 is probably the most viral one. 13,000 likes. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm filling in on bass today. Are you on piano? Okay, cool. I'm here today, so I don't want you to play any of these low keys. So I'm just gonna tape them off for you. Yeah, we got a bass today. You don't need to play those keys. No, we got it. So just, these are no. Okay, thanks.
What do I say about that one? Normally not an issue. I think it's a red flag if any player tells somebody else what to do if they're not the leader of that band. So a random bassist filling in and telling other players what to do, red flag. But I have seen this before. This is a thing. Bassists will get really defensive that people are stepping on their frequencies. Sometimes keys that low is the best. Quick story, I was at church. We were rehearsing for Good Friday, and the person leading the song was trying to find the right vibe to match Good Friday, and the keyboardist started playing a bass riff on the low notes. And then the singer pointed at me, I was on bass that day, and gave me the thumbs up to keep playing that. Well, I wasn't playing anything. So I just looked at the keyboardist and was like, you keep going. Totally in my range, the low E, but the piano just fit the vibe way better than a bass guitar. So for that, I said, go ahead, take it. And that piano was in better tune than my bass that day. So it worked out. I don't think keyboardists do that very often though. No reason to have a bunch of things in that low register. Anyways, next video.
What did you say? You think these strings sound dead? I should get new strings? No, these strings sound fine. They're only 5 years old. Plenty of life left in them. And more gunk means more funk. You know what? Fine. Just for you, I'm gonna go boil these. Give me 10 minutes.
Classic bassists not changing their strings. And I'm guilty of that. I haven't changed bass strings in like 5 years. On that 5 string, on that 4 string, on the mini bass, those are the strings that came with it. So I tend to like warmer strings. I tend to not really like bright, brand new bass strings. Not that that's an excuse not to change strings, but that's just the reality. If I were still playing live, I would definitely get new strings more often, but it's just me sitting in a corner making videos, so I'm not too worried about it. But that is a stereotype, and I do think that's very normal that bassists don't change their string, because strings are expensive, and in the end, you're not getting that much more value out of new strings like you are with guitar strings. They'll be nice and bright just to lose those frequencies to the guitars and keys, but they'll probably stay in tune better.
Yeah, I'm not hearing my bass. Oh, man, I think my battery died. Does anybody have a 9-volt? I didn't bring any backups. Does anybody have a 9-volt battery? That's the only bass I brought. No backup bass, no backup battery. Okay, is there a smoke alarm or smoke detector or something that I can steal battery from?
That one was a last-minute addition. I wanted one more situation to do 3 red flags, and I only had 2 that day. But that one is real, and I've been in that situation, and it's terrible. Always bring backup batteries. Even if you're using rechargeables, I would definitely pack a couple non-rechargeable 9 volts. Just stick them in your case. You never know when you're going to need them. Then they're there if, like, pedal power goes down too, you can at least power those. Always a good idea to have backups. Always a good idea to have a passive bass too. One active, one passive won't hurt. But yeah, that does happen, and it's terrible. Anyways, those are my Bassist red flag videos that went viral. Again, these are lighthearted jokes with a little bit of truth in there. I'm not telling anybody what to bass or how to bass or anything like that. I was just making fun of some stereotypes because I thought it was funny. And most of you thought it was funny too. Some of y'all didn't get the joke and thought I was being completely serious. Thought I was saying, don't hire anybody with a big pedal board. Don't hire anybody that loves Primus. Don't hire anybody that doesn't change their strings. That's not what I was doing at all. I was just being silly. So I hope you all enjoyed it anyway. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video.